Now the serpent was more subtle than any other wild creature that the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, did God say you shall not eat of any of the trees of the garden? Now our first mistake usually in Genesis is we get in there and we say, okay, Adam and Eve, they're not real bright. You know, like they should, okay, it's a snake. What we think is this little garter snake kind of comes in and kind of coils up and goes, hey, did God say you shouldn't eat the tree? And we're going, ooh. What we have to understand is if we actually went back, okay, because we're reading translations of translations of translations when we read our Bible. We went back to the original Hebrew. The word is nahash. Nahash. What that means is not a little garter snake. Okay, the actual Hebrew word is a large leviathan, like a sea creature, kind of dragon, a large looming, very forbidding creature. Okay, a big, forbidding creature that's very threatening. That's what the serpent really is. And notice what he does. He says he's more subtle than God's creatures. He doesn't deny God's existence because he can't do that. So what he does is he places doubt in their heart. Did God really say? And what does that start to sound like? That God's withholding something. Did God really say this to you? Kind of like, can you really trust God? Do you hear that? You hear that underlying message? You can't really trust God. You don't really believe this, do you? Do you ever ask yourself that question? Can I really trust him? If I do this, is he really going to be there to pick me up? If I say no to this, is he really going to protect me and watch out for me? If I go this route, that could mean suffering. Is he going to take care of me? So you know what the devil does? He's really subtle. He comes in, he doesn't say, there is no God, because they know there is. They can look around, and they know it. They've had the experience of God. You've had experiences of God. So when the devil comes into your own life, he's not going to say to you, there is no God, because he can't. But he is going to say to you, did God really say that? Do you think you can really trust God? You don't have to do it this way. You don't have to do it the way that God told you. You can do it this way. And if you do it this way, immediate gratification. You do it this way, you'll have what you want, and you'll have it sooner. And as we move on, you hear this lie of Satan, and it becomes bigger. And the serpent says, she says, we shall not eat of the fruit of the tree which is in the middle of the garden, neither shall we touch it, or you will die. But the serpent said to the woman, you will not die. You will not die. That's a lie. He looks right at her and lies. You know, and actually some scholars even advance this notion, that when he says, you won't die if you eat it, some scholars think that when he said that, if you go back to the Hebrew, what he was really saying was, no, you won't die if you eat it, but if you don't eat it, you are